Yo, what's good, everybody? RJ Shelton here, episode 77 of Off the Top Show. Got my boy T-Lip with me, per usual, on this Good Friday. What's good, my good brother?
What's the wizard?
Man, not nothing, but let's go ahead and hop right into it. Obviously, we talk about sports within the sports world, current events, and all that good stuff within sports. So let's hop right into it. Obviously, yesterday, Bears versus the Commanders. Bears won that 40-20. If you're a Bears fan, you loved what happened yesterday. Justin Fields being very efficient, and I think that Justin Fields, that you Bear fans and us fans that want obviously a young brother to do good in the league, but also handling so much outside of it, could be the coaches, right? We've talked about this multiple times on this episode. Could be the coaching, could be this, that. Everything was settled this game. Obviously, 282 yards, 4 touchdowns. That connection with DJ Moore, 8 receptions, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns, going crazy. So kind of talk to me on what you saw. I mean, granted, we just talked briefly before this that you went to sleep, woke up, they were good, boom. But when you saw highlights, what were you thinking about this game or what you saw from him? And because I saw a lot of great things out of this. This is what you want to see from Justin Fields. So what do you think moving forward, obviously being 1-4, what does this do to this team, this organization, and this staff, obviously, because they've been obviously under scrutiny for what? Ever since they lost against the Packers. So go ahead and talk to me about that.
First off, man, a 14-game losing streak, man. That's what they was on. That's what they was up against. To go in on a short week away, so you played on Sunday and then traveled on the Wednesday, had to travel to Washington, play in their stadium, play in their arena, black uniforms. You feel me? Like, all of that has something to do with the odds was up against you. Like, I don't think a lot of people thought that the Bears was going to win yesterday, especially with how they was playing and knowing
Right.
how Washington just came off playing against the Eagles. With that being coming down to the last second field goal, if I'm not mistaken, it was in overtime. So people definitely thought that Washington was going to win. But Justin Fields came out there and made things happen, man. It was 27-3 at halftime. A dominant game by DJ Moore, 8 catches, 230 yards, and 3 tugs. Like, that's going to be more than some guys have this entire year. There's going to be some guys that don't have more than 230 yards receiving this entire year. And it might be a number 3 on some receiver on some teams, maybe a 2, you never know. But one key factor that I've seen from the game is they running back, Herbert. He only had 10 carries for 76 yards, but 7.6 yards a carry, that keeps the chains moving. That keeps the defense, they have to be honest. That keeps the safety up. You feel me? That
Right.
keeps all of their attention in the backfield. And knowing you got a quarterback that can run as well. He had 11 carries for 57 yards. So you got to worry about him running and him passing and the running back getting 7.6 yards a carry. It was a great win for Chicago, man. I'm sure it was well needed, man. 14-game losing streak. Like I said, the NFL is hard to win, so ain't nothing like a win, man. The last 2 games, the offense didn't play well for the Bears, so we'll see. I mean, I think this win probably saved this coach too,
Yeah,
at
for
least for
real.
this year. I think if he would have lost this game, it depends on how they lost, but even I don't think it depends on how they lost. If the Bears would have lost this game, I think they would have had more incentive to fire him today. It's a long weekend. They would have just said, okay, this is what we're about to do. We're going to move forward with the franchise. We're going to do something different. So shout out to Justin Fields for, and the whole team for allowing him to, still be a coach today, for real, because that would have been, we probably been seeing it right now. Head coach for the Bears, fired. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to them guys who are going out there and getting a win, man. And, hopefully it can change it up. Obviously, we probably won't have a 0-17 team this year. The 2 teams I thought was going to go 0-17. They got a win the last week or 2, but we're gonna see how it goes, man. Shout out to the Bears for getting the win. Washington dropped the ball. They dropped the ball.
Absolutely. Shot their own selves in the foot. So crazy. But that team's a good team, the Commanders. That was just Bears came out and did what they needed to do. So let's go ahead and still stay in the NFC North here. A couple games, obviously, this week for that division. For the Lions, for you, good old Lip. Lions face Carolina Panthers at the crib. I expect that to be a good win at home. I expect that to have a lot of guys have stats being very high that game, to be honest, if you want me to be real. Granted, I know you talk about the Carolina Panthers defense, but you saw what the Vikings did to them. So, and I think the guys, St. Brown, all those guys are going to feast in this game. Gibbs, and obviously,
what the
Groff.
Vikings do to them? What the Vikings do to them? They only how many points they put up?
I think 21, but they were eating on the ground though. They were like, I think Madison
They
had
had
over
130 something passing yards.
but they were running the ball. But how the game was, it was slow anyways. It wasn't like high action. I mean, and
Touchdown,
stuff like
didn't
that. Yeah,
put up 14 points.
I'm just saying.
That ain't that good. But I get where you going.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying when it comes to obviously when you see numbers, right? If I go ahead and see the numbers and he's still running the ball for, like you said, 7.5 yards carry. I mean, he was running it for at least 6. JJ, obviously, we know what he's about, what he can do. But I'm just saying they got a lot of firepower and they're playing at a high level. I see this being a blowout. And then moving on over.
Hold on. Which the Lions and the Panthers?
Yes.
I don't see it being a blowout.
I'm not saying a blowout. Out 2 scores. Sorry, I need to stop. I need to be really real.
A blowout in the league is double digit. I think a blowout in the league is double digit because the spread always like with under 3 points.
Right.
Like you don't expect to get blew out in the league. Like it happens, but the spread be so close because teams don't get blew out like that. I'm not expecting a blowout. I expect like a, let's say 27-14 type of game. Like it's a blowout, but you know, a couple plays here and there, it can go differently. But I think the Lions gonna win. Like I said, it's probably gonna be like a 27-14 type game. But
no, absolutely. And then obviously the next one here, Minnesota Vikings versus Kansas City Chiefs. Minnesota Vikings at the crib. This is going to be, I think, a really good game. Vikings coming off just getting a win. Getting a win, right? I'm going to still stick to my guns, bro. I think the Vikings going to take this one at the crib.
I know you there.
I think they're going to take this one at the crib, bro.
What is going to take for the win? Why?
So the biggest thing that needs to happen for them to win this game, number one, defense for sure. I don't care. Yes, you have JJ, you have KJ, you have everyone on that offensive side. You got Kurt. Kurt's been playing well ever since we started the season, and he has no line, right? So I think the biggest thing for what this team needs to do, they need to just play. I, honest to God, truly think this, and I'll never back from what I say with this. Like, obviously play aggressive, but guys need to make plays. It's individual plays. It's like guys are there to make plays to kind of swing the game because it's going to have to be one of those games where they manage Kelsey, manage Mahomes, because the biggest thing is with those type of games and these type of games, there's got to be one key stop in like each quarter or, you know, in the fourth quarter where you need to make a pick to go ahead and get the ball back to go ahead possibly score. Like there's going to be moments in games where the Vikings need to have those moments and not the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's either drop pass that should have been a touchdown or getting Mahomes in the backfield. You know, it's a 3rd and 22 or you have Hunter in there trying to come in and go ahead and get him down on 3rd downs. There just have to be a lot of key plays made. But the big thing to wrap this up, the defense is going to have to play unreal. Murphy's been talking crazy on Twitter to Kelsey. So if he's one-on-one with him, you know, going around and he wins that matchup, you know, I like when a brother go ahead and keep it real from the jump on Twitter. But I think if this defense plays very well and plays to what they need to play, make turnovers, you know, obviously Flores in that defense, he's very crafty. He's got a D-line. They've been playing well, and their defense played unreal last week. Harrison Smith had 13 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, whatever you name it, he had it. So if he's playing at a high level and that defense is playing at a high level, you know, I think this team's going to definitely – it's going to be a very tight game. Don't get me wrong. This ain't going to be no blowout. It could be a blowout if they come out flat, because we know if they come out flat, what happens, it's going to be hard to come back. Obviously, it's Kansas City Chiefs because they've been in multiple games, and you got Andy Reid and one of the best quarterbacks – well, really the best quarterback in the NFL in Patrick Mahomes. So long spiel, but the defense needs to go ahead and step up huge in this game.
So you got the Vikings winning, huh?
I got
Is
the
is
Vikings.
is Minnesota?
It's in Minnesota, 3:25 p.m.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I don't think it's gonna be no blowout or anything like that. I'm gonna take the. I'm,
I knew that. Everyone's gonna look at this like, oh wow, he ain't got I'm gonna take.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I think Kirk, JJ, and Hawkinson gonna have a big game though. I think
Mhm.
Hawkinson is gonna be the X factor in this game because I don't think the Chiefs have a guy that can match up with him. So it depends. They at home. They're gonna be comfortable. They're gonna be sleeping in their own bed, going to their own stadium in their own locker room. They're gonna be ready to go. It's hard to win in the league, period. But it's definitely hard to win on the road. So I think this is gonna be like a TJ Hawkinson game where he just kind of opened it up and he have over 100 yards receiver. And we know what JJ is, bro. Like
Right.
it ain't a corner in the league that can like lock him down or like like go round for round with him, quarter for quarter with him. So he gonna do his thing. But I think the Chiefs find some type of way. Like they gonna have a lot of ugly wins this year because they don't have a lot of playmaking on this team like that. Even though they had the same team they had last year, but the league it rises every year. The talent level rises every year. The players get better every year. The new players coming in get better. Coaches, maybe somehow they can kind of coach better, kind of add in different schemes, add in different wrinkles and trick plays, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? The league kind of grows
Hmm.
now. It's a copycat league, so everybody go off season. And, they did this play, it works over there. We're gonna implement it over here. So
Right.
I think it'll be a good game, though. I don't think it'll be an easy game for the Chiefs to win. I think the Vikings coming off that win away, they feeling good. They got to win. They back at home in front of their home crowd. This gonna be a game right here. I think this gonna be a 30 plus game. Both teams gonna have 30 plus, and who knows, man? Kirk might throw the game winner to JJ. And if that happens, it's gonna be going. Hey, I said it here, right now. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game though. But I got the Chiefs winning.
Spread that up, and then obviously the last game within the NFC North, Green Bay Packers versus the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday night, 7:50
Mm.
p.m. That's going to be a great game. Pound for pound, obviously, I hope Alexander follows Devontae Adams around the whole game. That would be unreal if that happens. I don't know within the good old Barry scheme that we have for the Packers if he's going to allow that, but this is going to be a tough game for the Packers as well, and this is going to be, I think, a must-win to kind of get them in that playoff, not say playoff mode, but like this game, they're not in the division. This is actually still a game that you want to win to kind of see where you're at, facing obviously other opponents out of your division. But I think this is going to be a big game for Jordan Love. I think this is where he's going to showcase him still being who he is and what he's doing and proving that he can lead this offense and make the right decisions. Wide receivers outside are doing their thing. Our tight ends are great. Obviously, I don't know if we are getting Jones back. I have to check. Hopefully we do. I don't
He
know
ain't
if
played
it's
last
him.
week. Did he play last week?
I don't know if he did or not. I think he
I
did.
think he did. They ain't have a lot of rushing yards, but I think he played last week though. I don't know how many
No,
carries he had.
no,
He
no.
played.
I think he played a little, but he didn't play like a lot because we had Dylan in the
Yeah,
game. He could not get, bro.
yeah,
Don't get me
yeah.
started on AJ Dillon, bro. Anyways, um, he wasn't in there, so hopefully we get him healthy. And then
Mm-hmm.
I think our defense is already playing at a high level. Granted, um, some calls, some missed tackles, but I think Walker's going to hold it down. Obviously, with the linebacker position, Gay's going to get in there. Obviously on third downs. Then we have Smith on the opposite side, and our back end struggling a little bit this year, but I think this is where we regroup when they go ahead and go 3-2. But this is going to be a close game as well. I think probably by like a score. I think Devontae Adams is going to have a huge night. He might have 200 yards. That's
On
just
Jair,
he might have 200 yards on Jair. Jair has not been playing up to par
he ain't
as what
played
I
the last.
think.
He haven't played the
But
last. He been out with a back injury.
still, but he played against the Atlanta Falcons and Drake still had like 100-some yards.
Yeah,
And he was getting mossed. He was getting thrown around. Like, you can call a spade a spade. Like, we see it on TV. Like, it wasn't just multiple times. Like, it was, one time was multiple times, excuse me. So, I don't know. But if I'm seeing what I'm seeing, we already know what Devontae Adams can do. He's one of the best route runners in the league, if not one of the best wide receivers in the league. arguably.
Yeah.
So I could see him definitely eating this game for sure. But I think the Packers are going to win by a score.
Okay. And this is Jordan Love's first Monday Night Football game, right?
Yep.
All eyes gonna be on him. Devontae Adams first matchup against his old team. I'm sure he's gonna be excited for that. It's in Las Vegas, right?
Yes, it is.
So I don't know who the quarterback gonna be for Las Vegas. I don't know if Jimmy G gonna be back or they're gonna have the rookie from Purdue. But whichever, I think the primary guy they need to be worried about in Green Bay is number 17 because he's gonna come with a vengeance. He's just that type of guy. He can strike up the band quick. Um, like I said, Jair haven't played the last 2 weeks. So even if he does play this Monday, coming off a back injury, and the last game they played was on Thursday, right? Because they played
Yep.
against the Lions. So this would have been like an 11-day. He'd have been off for damn near 11 days from Thursday to Monday. That's a nice amount of days, bro. To be off to not have a game. So if he back, he'd be coming back from a back injury. But if he out there, it'd be a matchup we need to see. It's gonna be a matchup. He's probably gonna follow him. He know him. They've been went against each other in practice for years. So that's gonna be a good matchup because you always know, like man, we go against each other in practice. It's in practice, but in a game, it's gonna be different. You always say that with your teammate, like man, I really work you in the game, but we on the same team right now. But now they not. So we're gonna see how that matchup, pans out. Two juggernauts, honestly. It's gonna be good to see what Jordan Love got coming off the game he had. Their offense was slow. Yeah, they kind of came back, but they really didn't come back against the Lions. Kind of got their ass whooped a lot. So this would be a good rebound game for him against the whole world again. Everybody was watching on Thursday night. Now we all watching on Monday night. Let's see how he progressed after a loss like that. You always want to see how anybody bounce back, but it's good to see how your quarterback bounce back after a loss. Like, does he start, not wanting to throw the ball and panicking on throwing the ball, patting the ball, and does he not want to run anymore? Like, does he not want to take the third down shots? No, let's see what type of guy he is. So, I think this would be a good game. I really don't like the Raiders. I don't. I don't know who I got in this matchup right now. I want to take the Packers. I want to take the Packers, but I'm up in the air. I'm up in the air on it. I'm gonna make that pick later on in the week.
You'll see the picks. We've been doing this weekly picks with obviously Liv for what he's been doing. What's the record now? It's got to be what, right around over 500? They got to chalk it up.
I just did mine. I'm I'm 35-27 right now.
Ooh, Lord.
Last week was my best week. I went 11-5 last week. I think the other weeks I went like the first week I went 6-9. Oh my God. Then I went 9-6 both times. And then I went 11-5.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna keep on sliding too. We're gonna keep doing that to help out bettors or whatever that want to make some money. Hey, we might get to that point. You never know. So,
right.
But no, just to stay in the NFL, obviously outside of the NFC North, there's a lot of good games on here that I'm looking at. Granted, we didn't talk earlier, but I'm just going to rattle something I think are going to be a good game.
Couple upsets.
London,
Think sure.
Absolutely. Cool. London, Jags versus Bills. That'll be a good game in London. I'm seeing because it's in the morning.
Yeah,
that'll be a good game. Ravens versus Steelers. That'll be a good one, I think. Texans Falcons will be a good one. Obviously, CJ Stroud playing unreal right now, bouncing back, winning that, going to Atlanta now. Atlanta's a hot team.
Yeah.
Robinson doing his thing, running the ball, even though granted they lost last week, but no one expected the Falcons to be 2-2 or the Texans to be 2-2 coming out to week 4. So that looks like another nice little game to watch. Eagles versus Rams in LA. That'll be a tough one.
Upset alert.
Is that your upset one? You think the Rams are taking that one?
That's the upset right there. I think that's the upset alert, especially with Cooper Kupp coming back. Cooper Kupp playing.
So, oh Lord, he's playing.
Him, Puka Nacua,
he's
the running back Williams. He had over 100 yards last week. Matthew Stafford throwing the ball. I think he got like a hip injury or something. We're gonna see how that turns out.
Uh-huh.
Aaron Donald, you feel me? Like their defense been playing straight. So hey, that's my upset alert right there. And it's in LA.
We're gonna see. That's gonna be a good one. Gonna be a good one for sure. And then they got the nightcap as well, man. Cowboys versus 49ers. That's a must to watch. We're gonna see what Dallas is really on. For all the people that are happy, you go ahead when you play the 49ers and they go ahead and stomp you or beat you or vice versa, whatever. We're gonna see what team is really for real. So
Yeah.
a lot of great games on Sunday. We obviously did this obviously in reverse order here. Let's go ahead and talk about some college football, right? Obviously, we always talk about the Colorado Buffaloes. They're being 3-2. They are heading to Arizona State. Arizona State to face the Sun Devils. 3-2. Obviously lost last week. Good game though. I think this game they're still gonna have to go ahead and face a little bit of adversity because obviously, that prime effect. They're getting attention everywhere they go. So, but I think the Buffalo's going to go ahead and get this one squared away. I don't think that, the Sun Devils have enough firepower to go ahead and hang with them, to be honest. I think we're going to go ahead and see a lot of new weapons that the Colorado Buffaloes have from a offense and defense position.
Yeah.
I just like what they're doing, bro. I like what they're doing. Obviously, I think Michigan State is off this weekend. I think they have an off week.
Do
They play the
we?
14th, I think. Yeah. I think this is their bye week.
We got.
Yeah, so we got a bye week. So
it's gonna be different. That Arizona game, Carolina. I mean, not Carolina, Colorado. Arizona State played USC well the week before last week.
Yep.
They played them well. Where I think USC only ended up winning by like 14 points, and it was a 7-point game all the way until like the end of the fourth quarter. They kind of scored a touchdown to make it 42-28. So Arizona State played a closer game. I don't know I don't follow Arizona State, so I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna watch the game and see what they own this week. But I don't think no win is gonna be easy for Colorado because they just up front, they just not there yet. Like I remember watching in the summer and they were showing like spring ball and shit, right? They're showing like spring ball and there was a little bit of like training camp and they had their little videos, they got their little media people and they do their little videos. And I was looking like, bro, this team looks small. Like I remember saying that, like, bro, they look little, bro. The offensive line, the D line, they look small. Like they look like a high school team, kinda. And now we see today, everybody is able to run on them whenever they want to. They're able to pass on them whenever they want to. They're able to literally move the ball however they want to move the ball. So with that being a factor, you never know. And then you never know how people are going to play on the road. Yeah, their road game was against Oregon, right? That was their first. No, when they first when they played against TCU. Then they played against Oregon. But you never know how kids, 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, going to go, how they going to play in Arizona State. Feel me? At Oregon, at USC, at Arizona, at North Carolina. You don't know how they going to play. You don't know how they going to feel week to week. So I'm not going to say it's like Colorado is exactly where they should be at right now. Like I don't think they it's a guarantee they gonna win. You feel me? I don't know because they can get dominated up front, and you can lose games up front. Like you can have all the skill guys you want to, but if you can't block, if you can't hold up on third downs, if you can't get no positive yards on first down, and you playing from behind the 8 ball every time, you more susceptible to losing. So I don't think it's just Colorado gonna win. They gotta actually win now. You feel me? Like because they more even with a lot of teams than we thought. So yeah, it's gonna be a dogfight for them for the rest of the season, honestly. And we'll see what they do in the offseason, what guards and tackles and all of those guys they can get because that need to be a high point of emphasis. That front 10, 5 D linemen, 5 linemen, Prime need to go out and get those guys. He need to go out and get about 15 of those. And just load up, bro. You're not gonna be able to win in this league if you can't block. If you can't block and rush, you're not gonna be able to win. I don't care who you got on defense. I don't care who you got on offense. So they need to do that though. That's your points of emphasis.
No, absolutely. Well, he's gonna build a dynasty. It's already in the written. You already see it happening. You see what he's doing. He's gonna get whoever he wants to get this next recruiting class. And like you said, you always say this is the last year him being bad in that division or wherever he's going. So it's the last year him having a bad team. And he doesn't even have a bad team. So then a couple other games that are obviously big time. Got the good old Red River rival, Texas versus Oklahoma Sooners. This is always a good game. This one's at 11 a.m. This game is always live. I remember, I think the past 3 years it's been decided on a score or a field goal, high action. You got both teams in there, half red, half whatever orange. They're in there live. I would love to attend one of these games, to be honest, because it just looks like the atmosphere looks crazy.
I would have loved to play at one of these arenas, one of these stadiums.
Man, to be same. But no, that's going to be always a good one. For my honest opinion, Caleb Williams obviously was there when he was with Oklahoma and shredded the Longhorns. I think it was like his freshman year, true freshman year, or whatever it was. I really haven't watched Texas, really haven't watched Oklahoma, but I don't like Texas. I don't like Texas, so I'm gonna take Oklahoma.
They got two nice receivers. They got two nice receivers. They always got their quarterback is a little Jay Cutlery, bro. Like he got talent, but I don't know yet. We gonna have to see.
Yeah.
They got a decent running back. Texas all right, bro. Texas can compete with some guys. They just gotta do it though. Like they rank number 3 right now. They just have to do it, bro. Like not play around. They beat Bama. You watched that game earlier this year, right? They beat Bama. Mm-hmm. They was making plays on them. So they have the personnel. But do they have the dogs? Do they have the we gonna win this month regardless? So we gonna see as the season goes on, they keep matching up with teams.
Facts. And I think another one, it's at the same time, though, LSU versus Missouri. They're 23 versus 21. That'll be a good little game to flip back and forth to. This is going to be my sleeper, though. This is going to be a sleeper game for me right here.
Okay.
Michigan versus Minnesota.
You think that's a sleeper one? 7:30?
And it's PJ Fleck. You know he's going to have every hat going. He's going to have his guys fundamentally ready to play.
We're going to run all type of special team trick plays. All type
but that's my sleeper, though. That's my sleeper, though. I don't like the people down the road anyway, so I'm taking Minnesota. That's going to be a tough game, though. That's going to be a good little game, for real.
We're going to see, because Michigan ain't been that dominant. They ain't, they all right, but they ain't dominant, bro. I don't see it. I can see them losing to some teams, especially if they get to the playoffs. I can see them losing first round in the playoffs again. This is sleeper I got. Actually, it's 2 of them. I like what I seen from Kentucky last week. Kentucky going into Georgia, and that's a 7 o'clock game. Georgia number 1, Kentucky number 3. Kentucky number 20, ranked 20th. But they had a running back went over 250 yards last week. They had a physical team. They got some guys that can play. They got a quarterback that can play some quality football. He done been to a couple different universities, but he ended up in Kentucky. So I'm not saying Kentucky gonna win, but I'm saying that's gonna be a matchup for Georgia as well. That's gonna be a good game. So you might want to tune into that a little bit, click back and forth. Then another one is Louisville versus Notre Dame. Louisville ranked number 25. It's a 7:30 game. It's in Louisville, so I know Louisville gonna be rocking. Notre Dame ranked number 10. Notre Dame, I'm just not completely sold yet because I think they should have won the game versus Ohio State. I think they kind of butchered that. I think they was trying to hold on to the win against Ohio State instead of go out there and take it. You feel me? They were just trying to hold on and not lose other than win. You know, this is definitely a difference in that. You can see that. That quarterback, he all right, Notre Dame quarterback, but he be like, he don't push the ball down the field. You feel me? He don't really push the ball down the field. They got a dope running back now. They got a dope running back, number 7. He be toting that rock. They got some decent offensive line, and it's
You
Notre
know,
Dame.
Max Bull is coaching there too. Shout out to Max.
He coaching Notre Dame.
I think he coaches linebackers or something like that. Shout out to Max, man.
Oh, that's live. I thought he was at Alabama still.
Nah, he's at Notre Dame.
Oh no, that's live. Yeah, man, like that's gonna be a game though. I just know Louisville gonna be rocking. Anytime you got a night game, you ranked. The university got some spirit. The university got history. They gonna show up ready to go. Tailgating gonna be crazy all day. It's gonna be a different environment. So that's one you should keep your eyes on for Notre Dame losing. I don't think Notre Dame want to lose that game, but I don't think Louisville want to lose it either. So that's gonna be a good game to keep your eyes on for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's obviously the Saturday through Sunday little spiel with the football. Be tuned into that. Obviously, we'll be recapping on Monday. Let's go ahead and move on over to the NBA, man. We had our first preseason game. Did you watch any highlights of that at all or no?
Yeah, I watch highlights.
So obviously the Dallas Mavericks lost obviously to the Minnesota Timberwolves, 111-99. Kyrie didn't play? No, Kyrie did play. Who
No, he
didn't play?
played.
Did everyone play?
I don't think Ant played.
Oh yeah, Anthony Edwards didn't play. Score, obviously what I said there. It was good to see, obviously guys do their thing, obviously from the Minnesota perspective. Karl Anthony Towns, 20 points. Alexander Walker, 11. Milton, 12. Daniels had 9. He was doing his thing. Saw like one highlight where he had dunked, had a nice little in the paint dunk there. Rudy Gobert doing what needs to be done. Naz Reid, obviously, who they signed, had 16 points. I think he's going to be a very good addition. Well, he's already been a good addition, but he's going to do some damage this year for that team. And let's move on, obviously, over to the Mavericks. Obviously, Luka, 25. Hardy had some tough shots, had 13. Kyrie had 2. I don't think he played a lot when I was looking at the highlights.
13 minutes.
But all in all, obviously, it's good to see basketball back. Guys obviously are getting their legs underneath them. And then it's going to be full go. They start October 10th, right? Or is it 12th?
What, like the regular season?
Yeah.
No, the regular season don't start till the 24th.
Oh, wow. So people, 24th it starts. I thought it was October 10th, but it's the 24th.
Yeah, it go preseason all the way up until like October 19th, and then I get like 5 days off, and then the season starts.
For sure. But let's just go ahead and just dissect what we think realistically. Obviously, we're going to talk more in depth and talk throughout the season. But let's talk about these two teams. Dallas Mavericks, realistically, obviously, you're a basketball guy. We're both basketball guys. We both talked about it because we did this last year around this time. We talked about these teams. Let's start with the Dallas Mavericks first. What do you see? Let me take the glasses off. He's for real. What do you see with this team? And then we'll move on over to the Timberwolves.
What do I see with the Dallas Mavericks? I honestly see the same team the Dallas Mavericks has had since Luka's been there. I think they trying to build around Luka, but I don't think they've done a great enough job. I think Kyrie's a great player. I don't think he fits well with Luka. I don't think he fits well with Luka. I don't think he's as good of a sidekick for a prime Luka. Luka needs the ball in his hand. Luka needs the ball. Like, Luka is a guy that you're going to run everything through. Like, he's not going to spend a lot of time off the ball. So when he's in the game, he's going to be on the ball. And that's no matter who's on the court with him. Like, that's the part of his career that he's in right now. He's the Dundada of this squad. They believe in him. That's who they want the ball in. I'm not saying they don't believe in Kyrie, but Kyrie is Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie is a sit in the corner, shoot the ball, you know, feel me? Like, sit in the corner, catch and shoot type guy. Of course, He have the skill set to do all of that shit. But you're not paying $40 million for a catch and shoot guy. That's it. You feel me? Because you're not asking Kyrie to play defense. He's not a defensive guy. They don't have the defense around him. That whole team. Just think about the guys that's gonna be on the court. Kyrie and Luka gonna be on the court at the end of the games. At the end of every game. That's two defensive guys. That's two less defensive guys on the court. They don't have nobody else that oh yeah, he's gonna anchor the defense. Grant Williams, no. I think they drafted a rookie that was a tall, lengthy guy, but he's a rookie. You're not asking him to go out there and stop Joker, Cat, MB, AD. You feel me? Even the Rockets center, Sengun, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just built bad. I don't think they really built to last that long throughout a whole season. I think they're gonna be fighting to make the playoffs. I think they're more of an offensive team. And if you're an offensive team, that means you probably gonna have to score like 120 points a game. Are you gonna do that shit every game? You know how much wear and tear that's gonna put on your body and your players having to score 120 points just to win a game, 120 to 127. So it's like, I don't think Luka and Kyrie work. Like if they play this year, I think they trade Kyrie somewhere else. And then it's gonna get iffy. Cause like, where do we trade him? Cause how I see it, the Lakers gonna win a championship this year. So if the Lakers win a championship, they're not trading for Kyrie next year. You feel what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna trade the guys they just won a championship with for Kyrie Irving, unless it makes some crazy sense. But I don't think he do at that point. So then where does he go? But
Facts.
I like Minnesota. Minnesota's one of them teams that we got to see where they at. We got to see what's going on with them. I think they got the guys. They got two big 7-foot guys. They got a stretch forward in Cat. They got Gobert that can anchor the defense. Like that's what the Mavericks missing, like a Gobert. They missing like a Gobert and a low post presence. They thought they had that with Christian Wood last year, but they missing like a Julius Randle. And I wouldn't even say all of Julius Randle because he need the ball too. But they need somebody that can score and put the other team in foul trouble from the paint. They don't have that. So it's gonna be all jump shots, all step backs, all like 30-footers and shit. It's like, damn, like that's not putting no pressure on the defense. But I like what Minnesota have, bro. I just want to see them put it together. I want to see Ant become a bona fide top 10 player. Can he take the jump that Shea did last year? Shea Gilgeous, can he take that type of jump? We gonna see. Like I think he has the capability to do that, but does he has the? I really want that shit. You feel me? Like he seemed like a cool dude, but he kind of seemed like he'd be a little playful at times, where he can like go missing in games. You feel me? And he can't go missing in games if you want to be a great. You can't go missing in half the games a year, bro. Like you got to show up 60 plus games, all-star starter, bona fide, first All NBA, second All NBA. He has to be that, and then we gonna see what this team is. But I'm glad NBA back. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's why I got you on the show, brother, because we have the same mind, man. We literally, I would have said the same exact thing. Just to kind of get my 2 cents on it, because you hit everything on the head there about these two teams. I think for Dallas Mavericks, really that chemistry between, or whatever chemistry it's going to be with Luka and Kai, it's going to be sacrificed, bro. Like you said, like Luka needs the ball in his hands. He's the one that's always done that. He's the main alpha of that team. As much as we want to go ahead and say, Kyrie's there, it doesn't matter. That's been Luka's team ever since he's got there. So it's like with Kai is like, is he going to go ahead now and be a catch and shooter or get the ball in the corner and then going to have to kick it back? Like, that's just not his game. So it's like, I totally get where you're coming from. And it's going to be crazy to see. But if it works out, it works out. Like, those are two highly talented players that can go ahead and take over a game.
And this a quick caveat. Do Luka want to re-sign with him? We don't know.
It's gonna be based off of this year. Like, it's gonna be this year.
So it's definitely gonna be Luka team. Like, they definitely gonna make it work for him and put him first, because you don't want to lose out on that. You don't want to even have him talking about, hey, well, I don't really like you here no more. Other teams gonna come, hey, we gonna offer this, offer that. And if he say he want to leave, he's gonna get up out of there. So,
Right.
do you really want to irritate him like that with Kyrie? We gonna see, bro. It's some questions that gonna be answered in that building. We gonna see it this year. Let me go ahead.
Yeah, no, hopefully it does pan out, but there's always going to be drama in it. But hopefully that works out, because it'd be good for the NBA and good for that conference, in the Western Conference. And they're both these teams in the Western Conference. So, and then over to the Timberwolves, I just want to see Anthony Edwards be the new generation of Michael Jordan. I want him to literally show that he can do whatever on the court, that he is a top player in this league, that he is the new establishment of the future, that it's in good hands. He needs to show me that he can go ahead, be all-star this year, even be in the MVP race this year. But when I see him play, I want to see straight killer. I want to see him go to the rack. I want to see him get in his bag, and he should be averaging at least 22, 23 a night for this team, because there's no reason for him not to do that. They got Cat Williams. They're tall as whatnot in the paint. They got guys over 7 foot in the paint on defense. So realistically, you should be somewhat fresh. It's the NBA. They're not really playing defense for real during the normal season, maybe 25 games. And then in between there, they're trying to go ahead and save legs for the playoffs. So if those guys are all doing what they need to do, you have the pieces. You have Daniels, who's a locked up defender as well. Anthony Edwards plays defense as well. So realistically, Kyle Anderson, another guy coming in, just is a good IQ guy. You have the pieces and puzzles to be something special this year, but it all starts with Anthony Edwards going ahead and being that alpha, like Luka is for his team, to go ahead and get them deep in the playoffs. And if we see that, we're going to go ahead and see the new version. I'm saying this right now. We are going to see the new version, new and improved Michael Jordan, because that man, pull-up game, going to the rack, he can do anything. And he's athletic as hell. I've seen it with my own eyes. And that's the only person, if we're doing comparing, that's what I can only compare him to. So that's my little spiel on that. But NBA is back. I'm excited to go ahead and see what this season's about. The drama is going to be incredible. We're going to see what teams are really on it within that first 25, like I said earlier. What are some hot takes? We already had some hot takes. What's else we need to talk about here before we let these people have a great weekend, my good brother?
I mean, this James Harden situation, what do you see? Do you see him getting traded? Do you see him playing in Philly? Do you see him getting traded before the season start? Like, how you think that's going to turn out?
Well, I think James Harden needs to understand, with the Houston, they don't want him there. They're building something completely different than what he thought it was 5 years ago, where he can just come in, take 60 shots, scoring titles, go ahead and hang out with Travis Scott every other weekend in the H-Town, go ahead and go to the strip clubs. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, it's been told already. It's cool about it. We all got lives to live, and I wouldn't mind going ahead and his strip club, dropping 40, 50. But anyways, back on track. I think that he needs to realize that Houston's that's out the picture. Realistically, I don't see any other team right now with how much depth each team has within the Eastern Conference and Western Conference that they want to go ahead and have him come on and handle whatever contract it is from a business situation. Him trying to go ahead and do his own thing. I think the biggest thing for him is just to go back and play in Philly, bro. Like, you have Embiid, you guys do the pick and roll, but I don't know if they want you. But I don't know that whole situation and tension between the owner and him, and however that is, verbal agreement, handshake, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But his best interest is to go ahead and go back to Philly, unless they midway through the season or All-Star break have a trade that they want to do to get somebody and he goes somewhere else. But I don't see James Harden or any other team that would be interested in taking him back besides, Philly.
No, that's a great point right there. I did that Houston shit. That shit was done. When they
Yeah.
signed New May, I was like, yeah, it's a wrap. He don't want him running his offense. Like that shit over with. I mean, I'm hearing the Clippers. They talking about Clippers and trading multiple picks and Terrence Mann. They might throw Marcus Morris in there. Marcus Morris don't seem like he happy over there in LA. I think the Clippers are the only, team, I guess, talking about it, but they're not about to offer no haul for him, or they're not about to, overdo it. But I remember telling you months ago, he definitely wanted that handshake deal with Daryl Morey. You know why? Because he opted in to his final year. If he would have if James Harden thought he was still worth 30, 40, 50 million dollars a year, he would have opted out and became a free agent instead of playing on a 1-year deal.
Right.
But he didn't. He did not opt. He opted in for a 1-year deal. I think it's like 35 million or something like that. 1-year deal was on his last year. That was it. He opted in. He opted in because he knew wasn't no team about to give him that 40, 50 million dollars a year. He was not about to get a multi-year deal. Nobody's interested. Nobody's like that interested in it right now. It's like his best bet is to try to do this shit over with again with the 76ers. That's why he there. Remember they were talking about, he gonna try to make it bad. I was hearing Woj and Shams and all of them saying on Twitter that, he's gonna make the 76ers uncomfortable and he's gonna do everything he don't want to be there and he'd never play for this owner again. But where he at? In training camp. Looking like he in shape because he don't have no other options. He didn't try that. Let me quit my way out a couple times. He didn't quit his way out of Houston. He didn't quit his way out of Brooklyn. And now he was trying to quit his way out of the Sixers again and go somewhere else and, get a bag or go to a better situation. But you playing with an MVP right now with a team that's had the same guys on the team for the long time. It's been Embiid, Tobias Harris, Shake Milton, you feel me, Maxey. These guys been on the team for like 5 years, so they know each other. You going into a great situation. Yeah, they got a new coach and things like that. And Nick Nurse is a championship coach. He coached with the Raptors. He won a championship. And it's going to be a different scheme. But if James Harden thought he was worth that money, he would have opted out of his deal. And there would have been 5 or 6 teams waiting to sign him for a multi-year max deal. But nobody wasn't. And now he fucked right now. Because that because because that ain't happening. No. It's happening. It ain't
No,
happening,
it's
bro.
not, bro. He's not getting paid no
Rap.
more. Whatever he thought he was doing, like this little spiel, it's raps. Like it's
It's a
done
rap,
for.
bro. That's that spoiled basketball player shit, bro. These motherfuckers is so spoiled. They don't know how not to be. Like, you gotta understand, his awareness gotta be at a fucking zero to think he was about to get a max deal. Like, his awareness gotta be at a zero, bro. Like, bro, come on, bro. Have you not seen you play? Like, I understand James Harden dope, but at your prime, y'all wasn't winning shit. Y'all didn't win nothing. You got a sympathy MVP, which I think LeBron James should have won MVP that year. They was just tied.
LeBron James should have won every year, but that
Yeah,
year he should have won that, bro.
yeah. He played all 82 games and took his team to the finals. And he averaged more points, more rebounds, more assists, more triple doubles, all of that throughout the year. He just came in second the previous 2 years, so they was like, "Oh, here you go, bro. You one of one of the best scoring guards we ever seen in life. Here you go, bro. We're gonna go ahead and give you the MVP," which I thought was some bullshit. Yeah, bro. I think he's screwed, and I think he kind of know it. Like, he not getting paid again. I don't think there's a team out there that's going. I watched the playoffs last year. I seen him not show up. I've seen him not show up a lot in the playoffs, bro. And even in the regular season, it ain't like he giving you 25 and 10. He like, I lead the, I lead the NBA assists, bro. I think assists are dope, but nobody's paying James Harden to lead the NBA in assists. Nobody's paying you to do that. They paying you to go out there and get 30 points, shoot them step back threes, and when you're not able to do that at a high level like you used to be, your value has went down. I don't care how you can average 15 assists after that. It's still gonna go down.
Right.
That's just what it is, bro. Like, that's just what it is. So I think his best bet, because I don't think that shit worked like that with the Clippers. They don't need no guy to hold on to the ball and set them up on offense. Paul George is a create my shot forward. And what is Kawhi Leonard? Create my shot scorer. They not a catch and shoot, run off picks, do all that shit. They gonna need the ball in their hand. Once again, where do that put James Harden? Especially if Russ still on the team. Good luck,
We'll
brother.
find out. Good luck after this season, because you might as well just ride it out in Philly, but you are definitely not getting a max, like you said. I mean, that about what you said. There's nothing to add on to that, brother. So, man, that concludes, obviously, episode 77. Man, we appreciate you rocking with, obviously, me and Lip. Lip's going to get his, obviously, Speak On It podcast started, too, because that NBA season is around. Finally get to go ahead and share, obviously, people that got their own individual thing. It's always good to, obviously, put people on through your own businesses when it comes to talking about sports or whatever's on your mind, from just bringing out news and all that good stuff. So take us out, brother. What you got to say?
Hey, man, drink y'all water, man. Goddamn. Watch Patrick Mahomes go ahead and in the Minnesota Vikings season real quick, man. And then JJ. Y'all talking at the game, man. Hey. Hey, let me get your number, bro. Hey, let me get your number, bro. Hit him with a wink, like, hey, I'm trying to be in that red and white, bro. Hey, it's on, man. But hey, man, good weekend, man.
No, absolutely. Man, hope you had a great week, great work week. Continue to strive to be the best you can be. Hope you got everything done to enjoy this great weekend. We will see you on Monday. Peace out, everybody.
Yeah.